Hey YouTube, we've caught up with Jess again.
Hello.
Over here in Camden. So tell us about some changes that you've gone through since.
My situation has changed, not for the better, for the downside. I was staying with a friend of mine, and landlord found out I've been staying there, and he asked me not to be there, not to let him see me there. As long as he don't see me or hear me there, I'm fine. So, in other words, I guess, don't be seen or heard.
Don't be seen or... Has your addiction changed at all?
I only got high twice within the last week. So, yeah, it's changed. I haven't been...
What is your normal usage?
Honestly, I get high almost every single day most of the time. I mean, there's days when I stay in bed because I don't feel like getting high, of either not feeling good or being depressed or whatever. I go 2-3 days without getting high, but I've only gotten high twice in the last, actually in the last 9 days I've only gotten high twice.
So what does the high do for you? What is the drive?
Mentally, I'm not dealing with stuff that's happened to me when I was younger. Stuff that's happened to me being out here doing drugs, that, well, living on the street, but that has happened to me since I've been out here on the street. That is not, mentally it's gone. Even if it's only for 15 minutes, it's gone.
How long does a typical high last you?
Depends on where I go shopping at.
So say you get your mid-grade, I guess, fentanyl at this point, right?
Cocaine.
Oh, cocaine, okay. So say you get your mid-grade cocaine. How long are you able to forget about life before you come back to reality?
15 minutes, a half an hour, 45 minutes. Between 15 minutes and 45 minutes.
And what are you feeling during that time? Are you just...
I'm here, but I'm not here. I'm not dwelling on, because if I don't keep myself physically and mentally occupied, I sit there and dwell on the stuff that has happened to me when I was younger, like being abused or whatever, sexually abused or whatever, or stuff that has happened to me being out here. And I, like, even though it wasn't in my control, like, I harp on it. Well, what if I would have did this, or how come I didn't do this?
Well, we all have regret. So knowing that you're going to have those memories for the rest of your life, the tragedies of your past, do you think drugs is going to be your lifelong solution?
Option for the rest of my life? No. Right now, I have anxiety and depression and bipolar, and I honestly think I have personality disorder of some sort, because sometimes I'm like all happy and cheery, and then the next minute I'm like a total evil bitch that,
right,
like, is mean, and like...
That may be bipolar, sure.
And I even notice, like, when the grumpy side of me comes out, like, my voice is deeper, and I don't know, it's like maybe the Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde side.
So what is the solution here? If you know that drugs aren't going to...
I'm waiting on my Social Security card. I got my lady, Miss Brenda Arms program down the street. It's called She Has a Name.
Okay.
Shan. She helped me get, she's got my birth certificate. We're waiting for my application from Social Security office to get my Social Security card. She's been letting me use her address as proof of address. So as soon as my application for my Social Security card comes in, I'm going to go get an ID. Once I get my ID, I can go to welfare and apply for Medicaid and get back on my mental health medications.
Okay.
When I'm on my mental health medications, I don't get high.
You've never gotten high when you were on meds?
Twice.
So that may not be the best excuse then.
But I'm saying, and I did it just out of, because, I don't know.
But what stops that from happening in the future? If you get your mental health meds, what's stopping you from falling back into these old habits?
I've lived here in Camden since I became an addict. I was non-active at the time. I was clean for 1.5 years living here in Camden, on the street, in a tent.
Okay.
And I was on my mental health meds.
Okay. So you think once you get your mental health meds, this is not going to be an issue anymore?
Problem. I don't want to deal with, I guess you can say, not saying I'm not hurting myself, but I don't want to deal with the mental part of life that I could have controlled or couldn't have controlled.
Right, but think about it this way. Basically, everyone on a planet's got sad stories. We all have our problems. If we all followed the same solution you followed,
Oh, jeez.
we'd be in a pretty bad mess.
Yeah.
So using the excuse that, you know, you've had issues and this is your short-term solution for them, it doesn't seem like it's a very
It's not a very
usable
good excuse
excuse.
or reasonable logic.
So what I'm getting is, how do you reason it in your own head? Like, how do you justify it in your own mind?
Honestly, most of the time, how I justify it in my own mind is like, nobody puts a roof over my head, nobody else puts, well, other than you guys, no one puts clothes on my back, or food in my stomach or whatever. So, like, at the end of the day, I do care what other people think, but I don't, because they're not the ones providing for me.
Well, it's essentially up to you. I mean, when you get to the root of it, you're responsible for yourself.
I don't want to get high. That's why I want to, like, I'm actually trying to get my ID and everything, so that way, and once I get my ID and apply for Medicaid and food stamps and cash, then I'll be able to get temporary rental assistance.
Okay.
And they'll put me up in a motel temporarily up to 6 months, and I can look for an apartment.
Okay. So we're coming up here. We're trying to come up once a week, sometimes every 2 weeks, based on how many donations we get. Is there anything that we're not bringing that you can think of?
Umbrellas.
Umbrellas. Okay.
And then heat things that go in your gloves, since it's getting ready to be wintertime.
Right. So your little gift bag we gave you has some hand warmers in it.
Oh, it does?
And some candy and some Pop-Tarts and
Okay.
and fruit cups and stuff like that.
Okay.
They weren't donated. We actually had to go to Walmart, buy them ourselves,
Yeah,
unfortunately.
but the umbrellas, because, like, even in the wintertime, the snow, like when it snows, we keep it off it. And
Right.
the hand and feet warmers.
Okay.
And
That is all?
that's about it.
How about a childhood memory?
What is my favorite childhood
Favorite.
memory?
Your ultimate childhood memory.
I would have to say it would had to do with my dad, my dad, and my aunt. That's a screwy situation. Went to get my dad loves snakes. We went to Bernie's pet store, used to be right by Brooklyn Circle, by the Brooklyn Diner.
Okay.
And my dad gave me a snake for my birthday present. Let me go pick out what snake he wanted.
What kind was it?
Burmese snake, full place running. Anyway,
There you go.
it was about as big as my finger. He got real big though, but it had to do with my dad.
Excellent. Well, that's a good memory to carry around with yourself.
Yeah.
Anything else you'd like to add? And
Please
share it.
subscribe to this YouTube channel and share it. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you very much for the interview.
Thank you.